Everybody in their flat plank? Yes. Okay, what's the difference between the flat and the plank?
Put one pole lower on the flat.
Everybody in their flat plank?
Yes.
Okay. Alright, let's start with introductions.
Okay, I'm Sophie, and this is Gunther. He's half thoroughbred. He's been jumping doing lots of jumping in like 2.6, 2.3, so yeah.
Cool. And
I'm Nicole, this is Billy, and he is a 4-year-old off-the-track thoroughbred.
okay, and what have you kind of been doing and working on?
Some flat and small jumps.
Okay.
I'm Mariana, and this is do 2.6. She's old. She's a love son, and we've been working on
Wave. And what have you shown them?
2.6.
2.6, yeah. Perfect. Okay, so you're doing that. That's good. That's good. Okay, so as we kind of start what is the difference between longitudinal and lateral flexion? Because we're going to do this at the time we should talk about
Longitudinal is the from the front or the head to the tail, so the horse's forward movement.
right.
And lateral is its side-to-side movement.
Okay. So like it's fair to say then that like longitudinal is a connection that you create with the person. Yes? Okay. And then if we talk about lateral flexion, where do we see it? Where can we see lateral flexion?
The bend, so from the rib cage,
Right.
a bend with the horse.
A bend of the horse. So we see like a rib cage like bending or bulging around our leg, right? Where else do we see it? One of the big
Neck.
pole. Neck, well, yeah, neck as well, right? We can create a bend in their neck, but we can create a little bit of pole flexion, right? So they break with the pole and then they turn over a little bit.
So where is the pole?
Right, so that's kind of where we can see horses that angle in and have too much connection, right? When they don't have a true feel. They're over flexed. We want that to always be perpendicular to the ground. Right? Is that the right perpendicular? Yes, their faces flat. Okay. Okay, so let's talk about the 3-loop serpentine. Why is it important? Why do we do it? We warmed up with the figure 8.
Yes.
Right? So where do we see aspects, I guess, of the 3-loop serpentine in our everyday life, and why do we do it? Why is it important? It's a horse to bend.
Gets it to move off your leg.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say getting it, paying attention to your aids and like specific what you want.
Yeah, for sure. So then, is it fair to say, like when we're doing a lead change, and our horses have to move off our inside leg
Correct.
to get the correct lead, right? They have to come around and move their haunches and create that, right? Or in jumping, like if our horses aren't paying attention to our aids, then we really don't have straightness. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. Okay, so what are some common mistakes that we see?
Bulging.
Bulging.
So them not moving, them bending off the opposite leg. So if you put your outside leg on, instead of moving out to it, they would put pressure into that leg.
Oh, like leaning in.
Leaning in.
Leaning, yeah, for sure. But then where else? Okay, so bulging is a great word. So then where do we see bulging?
Around the corner.
Around the corner, but then what do our horses do if we're going to bulge? We're going to bulge out.
Their butts go up.
Their butts go out. So we see the hind end almost swing too much, right? So then what aids are really being applied?
Your outside ring.
Right? Your outside ring, your outside leg to catch that. Because we just want like just a little bit of flexion, right? We talked about the overbending as a common mistake. So then we can kind of see that too around horses that go around the corner and their haunches are like sticking out, their rib cage is sticking out, their shoulders leaning in, right? Yeah, fair. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to do an upward transition trot at A. So a nice impulsion, like a nice walk with lots of impulsion. I want connection, but I don't want overflexion, right? So we're going to have a nice upward transition, horses moving up underneath us, to come on the inside track, yeah? Then we're holding our inside flexion, nice and strong. We're nice and balanced, we aren't leaning in, we aren't leaning out. Nice and tall, nice and square. We can come a little bit before K, right? Again, going with the outside edge. Holding our flexion, holding our flexion. My A's are on. Straightness at where you would be for 2 steps before we create the new flexion, right? So inside, so right leg, a little bit of right rein, outside A's, holding the outside square, right? This is where your straightness is coming from. These outside A's. Holding, holding, holding. We're looking, we're always looking, chin up, looking. And then create straightness again, and we'll repeat, yeah? Okay. I think Billy should go first because he's gonna have the biggest step. And then Newt, and then Jonathan. Yeah? Okay. Remember, 2 horse lengths away, safe. Yes, everybody's eyes are up. Watching where we're going. Is everybody good on that? Yeah. Yes. Perfect. Love this. I'm just gonna stand here so I can see. Good. Turn your thumbs up, close your fingers. Perfect. Very good. Love it. Leg on. Careful that he doesn't overflex at that pull. Good. I like that you force him into that trot. You just kind of let him build. Very good. Trot. Beautiful. Good. Good. Inside leg holds that rib cage. Outside rein creates the straightness. Good. Sit. Hold. Yes. Outside rein. So he needs more outside rein or he needs more impulsion. Good, Ryan. Outside rein. Okay, so he's cutting that turn, right? Same with Gunther. Better. I like this now. Beautiful. Outside rein. Outside rein, Ariana. Better. Okay, so everybody was pretty good. Nick, you just a little overflex, you need more impulsion. Ariana, you need to go straight. You have to have that outside rein on to support the straightness when you get into bed. Same with you, Sophie. Create the chase steady. There you go, outside rein. Create the corner. Don't let the walls do the work. Now outside rein, Ariana. Out. Yes, much better. Outside rein. Good. Think about in the middle. We're almost doing a leg yield. Outside rein. Outside rein. Too much inside rein, Ariane. Better, Sophie. Yes. Better. Good. We're going to do it one more time, Nick. You need a little bit more impulsion. Too much inside rein. Right? He's bending so much. I just want to eye it. He almost needs more straight inside rein. So that we must better when you see the leg yield over. Open the inside rein and pull it to the corner. Now your leg yield. Outside rein. Yes! Good. Put it on the stand straight here. Let's go. Leave the inside rein. Better. Yes, Sophie. Then maybe you come off on that. Out. Why are you trying to do that? There you go. Yes, that's what I wanted. Yes, better, Sophie. Good. Okay, let's all walk on.
So question,
Yes.
him being young,
Yeah.
so when I apply my aid, especially through the bend,
Yeah.
he's thinking he has an aspirin his cancer.
Yes.
And so I hold him back to prevent his impulsion. But when I get him going forward, he thinks we're going to cancer.
Yeah. Okay, so a counter transition, adding leg, typically we have more leaning forward. Yeah, right? So it's just another communicating that to him, where maybe you come out of the corner and you have a little bit of your big outside range, and you're just like, wait, adding a little bit of pressure, seeing if he's gonna release it or not, right? Rather than giving so much the opposite range. Okay. So we're gonna trot it up the wall. We're gonna give them a little breather, so while I'm talking, I'm having a little decompress. Yes. Okay. So up the wall, create your new inside flexion at C. Right, that inside bend, just a touch, just eyeballs. With the rotation inside leg jacket. We're turning a little bit past H, which is behind the cowboy curtain. Yeah? We're not gonna do with him, and we're not gonna do with Lou either. But Sophie, you're gonna do a canter transition here. Okay. I don't do canter transition because I want you to understand what we're asking before we operate. Ready? And I want him to find straight. So I want you to think about when you come to find straightness here, use that outside ring, inside leg, and then let that create the trip. Okay, so I'm going right to the inside ring. You got what I mean?
So just to confirm, you want me to canter like not when it's going straight and then when we're going the other direction?
Yeah, so find straightness. If you think about if you deal with your legs over here, it says to it that. Okay, right? Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. Create your canter. You'll keep your canter down the wall, right? A little bit of inside flexion. And then when you turn to create your next loop, you're going to do a nice downward transition that's not downhill. Okay, right? So coming out of the wall, still holding that inside flexion to the right. Find straightness, sit tall. Leg comes on before downward transition happens. Right. You want it to still be moving forward. Okay, make sense? Yeah. Okay. Are we all good on that? Ariana and Nick are gonna trot. Sophie's gonna add the counter. I just want to confirm that we have the straightness and what we need. Same will apply. Circle timers on the inside. Good. Good. Inside ring, inside leg, outside AC turn. Now just think about outside ring, talk to him. Push over. Yes! Crazy for that. Good, Ariana. Push over, push over. Yes! Good girl! That's right. Now you can sound it up. Yes, so.
And then trot?
And then trot it deep. Well, when you're in like your line. Okay, so if you need to do a little circle so that you're not so close, that's fine too. Turn your thumbs up towards your fingers. Lovely. I really like this trot so it has a very good impulsion, great rhythm. Make sure to keep it together. Okay. Okay, next, so you'll come on the inside of the circle time, right? Like the wall. Good. Then, Chris, keep going. Yeah, there we go. Here. Good. Outside ring push. Yes. Yes, Nikki. Very good. Okay, I do it once more. I'll just face that opening, right? What do you feel?
It was a bit messy, but I think that last time, we started to get it, and he was kind of like responsive to my legs, and he had a really nice canter transition and a jabber transition. I focused on what you were saying with, like keeping that trot going, like on that downward transition, not just kind of stopping.
Yeah,
Like
right.
the slow trot, having a good rhythmic one, so.
Yeah, so then as the progression was built, the reason I didn't want you two to move up to a progression, especially him, because I wanted him to think about the not about the canter, right? If he was as receptive the first time as he was that last day, canter, yeah. But just for the sake of him really understanding actually how to do this, at that work the trot certain times before I did the canter. Same, this, because that time, oh my words. That time, right, your horse was straight, was not overbent, but actually was supple to your leg and moved off it, that's where I would add the canter transition. So what I would do for your progression, same thing, I might get you to canter the first loop, then do a trot transition, so simple change, 2 or 3 steps of trot, really uphill transition, right?
Yeah.
And then pick up the new lead.
Okay.
And then continue. And then back trot uphill with the leg heel to your canter.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? And then the better that they get, the better that they get, and you can add flying.
Yeah.
Right? And they just kind of get more, they get more, supplicity, is not the word that I'm looking for, but,
No, I know.
like, as he gets more comfortable with what you're asking,
Yeah.
right? Especially him, he struggles with the change, something like this is really great for him,
Yeah.
thinking about, okay, what is she asking? Where is she asking me to let go? What is she asking me to move my onto,
Yeah.
right? Help me in that way. What's their time?
You have it 21.
Okay. You have a question?
So just, you want the leg heel and then the canter, like as you move up into the
You
canter.
won't do it this time, so you have time.
Okay.
That would be the natural progression. Okay. Was I would add, the trot transitions, the simple change,
Yeah.
with the leg heel. And then you when he's landing off a line and he likes to kind of lean in and cut the turn, right? If you land and you're able to just put that inside leg on and he stays straight and then gets that lead a little bit easier, right? We have that trouble sometimes. So something like this. Go, where'd you go?
It was all right. It's balancing that leg yield with the outside rein, like what you were saying, so he doesn't overdo it. I think just working on that next time would be better.
Yeah, for sure. But much more effective in the use of your aid,
Yeah.
right? You weren't just thinking of bending the wall, letting the wall do the work.
Yeah.
You were trying to do the turn. And maybe that's